Yet another episode of Toronto 360 TV's The Sports Roundup with Naeem Khiyani. As I mentioned earlier and in my different programs that we invite EOSCL teams, their captain, their sponsor, their owner. And here I have Team Di Lorenzo with me. I have their team captain and owner and the sponsor, right? So Rick Di Lorenzo with me. So here we go. Captain of Team Di Lorenzo, Gundeep. Gundeep, how you doing?
Good name. Thanks for inviting me to this program, and looking forward to answering your questions.
No worries, no worries. They are not questions; they are just chit chat, right? So thank you for being here and being part of EOSCL family. Rick, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Just came home about an hour ago from door knocking. So.
All right, so we'll talk about that as well. All right, Gundeep. So EOSCL. This was your first year in EOSCL, your first experience. How did you find that? What was your thought being part of EOSCL?
Yeah, so this was my first year in EOSCL. I still remember when I came for the first practice session. I met Naeem. There, I was standing alone, and there, like I was introduced by one of my friends, but I never knew it's gonna be a long journey from there, from that day one when I was standing and I met Naeem for the first time, and then kind of had a practice session, and he saw me playing cricket, and I enjoyed cricket in my life, and in back in India and now in Canada, but I this is the first professional league that I had an experience with, and I thoroughly enjoyed my experience starting from that practice session that I had, and then getting onboarded into Team Di Lorenzo, and then eventually meeting my other teammates, and we had a Zoom session where I was appointed the captain. So the journey itself started from there, and then playing cricket with Team Di Lorenzo, and getting to know about EOSCL, it was a different kind of an experience I never had in my life, like having media sessions and team captain meetings. So this was all like a very professional platform to play cricket, competitive cricket, and enjoy your passion as well as meet and greet other people. It's not all only about cricket, but it's all about networking, meeting new people, and enjoying the same community that we are in, and making connections. That is very important in Canada, so I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you being part of EOSCL. And I remember when you came on the first time in the trial session, right? So we picked you up from there, and then we appointed you in Di Lorenzo, and then we added more players as we go. So it was a good journey, and I really enjoyed you being part of it, because we had a good kind of frequency and friendship now, right? And that's exactly what it goes beyond it. Rick, so what you have seen here, so you have been part of the EOSCL since 2016. So what have you seen? What are your thoughts about it?
Amazing growth, amazing energy. From day one, it was a small amount of teams, but there was always a passion. People enjoyed playing cricket. They wanted to get out there. They wanted to be part of the community. And it's just grown. I mean, there was the slight, hiccup with COVID, and that kind of slowed things down. But the growth with adult league, with indoor cricket, with children, with just everything has really taken off. And it's such a pleasure to see how much EOSCL has grown and matured, and now it's sort of like something that people look forward to, and so many teams, so much participation is fantastic.
Thank you. And you have been part with the EOSCL since 2016. You helped us a lot, right? So we have been part of Milton Villager all the time. They always have something about us, and thank you so very much for being part of it. So one thing I would like to ask you, Rick. So one thing is the sports, which we are all part of, and we know that in Milton we have soccer, basketball, baseball, and now cricket, which those are the fields which are coming up. What about other sports such as squash, such as table tennis? There are other sports which are required some attention as well, because these are the indoor sports we do like to play. There are a lot of people who would like to come out and play these sports, but due to not having infrastructure, we cannot have such thing like that. So have you guys thought about something to have such other sports to be part of and within Milton as well?
So I think the town of Milton really has to do some continuous public meetings and surveys and input sessions where we need to get more statistically valid input of what residents want, because we get lobbied heavily for town council and town of Milton building different sports facilities. I think we need more outdoor skating rinks. I think we have a lot of indoor skating rinks, but during the winter time, if you look at per capita other municipalities, there's much more outdoor skating rinks. There's much more professionally maintained outdoor skating rinks. I think we're lacking that. I think everyone knows we need some more cricket fields with outdoor lighting at nighttime. I think that's needed. But again, we get lobbied heavily. Like, I get a lot of phone calls about pickleball, which I never knew about.
Up as well.
I never heard about, but according to many of the phone calls, like, that's the one thing Milton needs the most. We need much more pickleball. So I don't know if that's a very vocal group, a small group, or if it's a huge group. I just know I get a lot of phone calls saying, hey, why is the town building pickleball courts?
Right.
So the town needs to get out there and do some more surveys where they're going door to door, calling residents, because it needs to be statistically valid and not just anecdotes and just not just who's shouting the loudest, who's screaming the loudest. We need to find out what do residents need and meet those recreational demands.
Okay, good one, and definitely we'll help you out there as well to come up and bring these and these things forward so that you can help us out and we can help you in order to bring that forward as well. So thank you for doing that. So Gundeep, coming back to you, so Team Di Lorenzo couldn't make two playoff, right? So it's okay, it's part of the journey, it's part of the game. But what are lessons learned? What have you learned from all those 10 games which you guys have played? What would you not repeat in the next year when you'll join USCL again in the next year? So what would you like to bring? What did you learn in that process?
Well, first of all, I would just like to say that our team was an individual team and we didn't had a proper team to start with, right? And people from other areas, they joined and we didn't knew each other at all. So it was a challenge to, first of all, build a team where, everyone, has that level of respect and, and they know each other. So it takes time. So that's what happened with us as well. When we started our campaign in USCL, we didn't had that gel up, I would say, in the team because they were just starting to know each other, and that's okay, that's understandable. But we had a good start. I think we won the first game, and after that we had a couple of tough games in the process because they were good teams and they were already well established teams playing for USCL for a long time. So but in the process, I would say, first of all, I would like to thank Naeem Bhai and the teammates to make me captain of the team, because being the captain, I learned a lot of like leadership qualities. I inducted that in the team, and it was not an easy process. Like, I learned a lot how to deal with different kind of people in a team, and that helps me in my real life and outside USCL as well,
Right.
because the dynamics of the people that were there in the team were so varied that I had to like uh, balance my emotions and my statements accordingly individually with each person, because they were so different in nature. So but I thoroughly enjoyed the process, I would say, being the captain of Team Di Lorenzo. uh, and the takeaways are just that with each game I understood that as long as the team itself is united and they kind of respect the time that they spend on the field, and they respect the rules and they respect the format of the game, as much as they do that, I think we had better chances of winning. I would just say that, because we had tough times where we were not able to play the playing 11 because of people having commitments, or people were not able to reach on time of the ground, and that all boils down to how you respect the rules of the game and the tournament. So I think that plus the performance definitely comes into picture. Our team like played a lot of games, and they kind of improved as they went along, but we kind of lost some players in the process as well due to something happened with their personal lives, and we couldn't uh, like kind of replace those players within the tournament, and we had to like alter our game plan according to that because we were missing those players in between the league. But we had a good start. I think we went into the division round robin game with 2 wins on the trot, and then we kind of faltered apart after our main players, either got they went back to their home country, or they couldn't. Some of our key players couldn't make the game on time, so they had to sit out, or other reasons
And that's
that
fine.
we were
And
not
that's
able
fine.
to focus.
And
So
that's fine.
yeah, yeah, and those are part of the parcel, because those things happen. But I think now our team has understood each other after the league, and they are committed to play another season of EOSCL next year with the same team, or one or two players extra coming in, or one or two plus and minus, but the core team would be there, and they're committed to play along with like other leagues as well, like intercity and other leagues are coming up. There were a lot of attention that we had in our team as for the other leagues that are there, organized by EOSCL, and they are willing to play in either like winter tournaments where they are indoor, in indoor domes and all that. But yeah, the team is now gelling up. So
Very good.
USCL has provided a platform for this team to stick together and play cricket maybe next year or during the remainder of this year. So I think that's the biggest takeaway that we have
Very good.
after
Very good.
this USCL
Very
season.
good. And we are looking forward to have you back, right? And because you are part of the USCL family in anyways, we are looking forward to see you again in action. So coming back to Rick. So Rick, you have put forward your nomination as well. So how is that going? How's your campaign going?
It's going really fantastic. I'm having a great response to the doors. I really enjoy door knocking. It's such a rewarding pleasure, and I'm very humbled by the response people have been getting at the doors, looking for more bold leadership at Halton Regional Council, looking to us to make some changes in how we do town council, so how we do things at regional council. I think people are reflective of some of the poor decision making the Halton region has done, especially around jobs and economic development, and they're looking for a change.
Very good. And you've been part of council for past 12 years as well. So have you seen any change in the and you've been living in Milton as well for such a long time as well. So how have you seen demographics of Milton being changed? Because there are a lot of new development being happening. There are a lot of new people who are moving into Milton. So what are you seeing there?
Yeah. The demographics and the growth of Milton have changed tremendously. Town council hasn't always kept up with that growth. I think that the town council sometimes is a little towards too much of a backwards thinking and not really as progressive or innovative as we should be, especially in regards to community services that we kind of see are lacking right now, infrastructure that's lacking, as well as job and economic growth needs to catch up. I think there are several areas where the town demographics population has changed, but the town of Milton services have not kept up, and that's the responsibility of council. And again, I'm hoping that the council structure and makeup is going to change in this new election. There's some very highly competitive races, and there's going to be some new faces on town council. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to work with those new faces to bring about some positive changes. We've had some success with the Milton Education Village, with the university, with the college. We're still doing great with parks, with green space, with trails, but there are many areas that you were even mentioning with community services, with recreational services, where the town is lacking and not even keeping up.
No, that's good enough. And as I mentioned earlier to you, anytime you would like to get our support, we are always there to help you out, right? And we can kind of do anything with you.
I can always use some more adult volunteers. So, Naeem, if you want to knock doors with me, I would really welcome and accept you knocking on doors beside me. I have a lot of high school students. I need some more adults.
Definitely.
So if you know anyone, an adult that wants to knock on doors and canvas with me, I'm always looking for some positive people.
Awesome, awesome. No, that's great, and we'll try to help you out there as well. All right, coming back to Gundeep. So Gundeep, you just mentioned about the networking, right? That USCL do provide networking opportunity as well, right? And majority of the people or players who are playing with us, they are very good in their own field and their own domain. So what do you do? What do you do for a living?
Yeah, so I work as a software development engineer in tests. So what does that mean is like I make software quality better, and my role in any organization, basically I work as a consultant. So being a consultant, I am responsible for whatever application or software that I'm working with. I have to make it better in terms of making it bug free or doing automated checks or uh, basically just improving the quality and making it optimal. So any website, any mobile app, any software development project that I am working on, I am responsible for making it defect free and doing automated checks. And basically, I'm into the IT industry, and I'm in the software quality assurance fields where I assure quality based on different techniques that I have learned over the years, and I actually uh, implement them as a consultant. So I have been working in this domain for around 10 years now. I started back in India, uh, my career after doing my master's. And after 4 years, I moved to Canada, and then rest of the years I have been working in Canada as an automated test engineer. So yeah,
Very good,
that's
very
where
good.
I.
Very good. Good to know. And you would be surprised that Rick is part of the same industry as you are, right? He's in the software industry as well, right? Rick, would you like
I work in
to?
software. I work in software development, and actually, we use a lot of contractors from India, from Hada Consultancy and Capgemini. And I work in software development, so we're always looking for what we can automate, Cypress tests, and unit
Yeah,
testing,
I
and
work in Cyprus. Yeah.
whatever we can automate, we need to automate. We need to do more continuous integration, more automated testing. Manual testing is not really feasible anymore.
Yes.
So the career that you're in has huge growth potential, and we're always looking for more people. So wherever you're working for, I hope you're very well paid, because there are a lot of companies looking for some great automated, great people in quality assurance right now.
Here we go.
Wow.
So Gundeep, you got
I
your
never
next move here now, right?
I'm gonna be knocking Rick's door now.
There we go. Here's your next move right there, right? So all right.
I'm sure you know how much salaries are going up for QA people. So.
Oh yeah.
Very good. All right. Thank you so very much, guys, for being part of the show and being part of USCL family. Rick is a permanent member of USCL family. He's been with us for such a long time. And Gundeep, welcome to the family. And we would like to see you and your team now, which is gelled up, in coming up events, which is organized by USCL. So thank you so very much, both of you guys.
Thanks, Naeem. Thank you. Thanks, Rick.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, so this was it, folks. As I mentioned, we did provide different teams here in Sports Roundup from USCL. Today, we just talked with Team DiLorenzo and their insights with what exactly they are doing and what they have done so far. So again, thank you so very much for watching the Sports Roundup. I'll see you next week with a different team, and we'll start, inshallah, covering different cricket, which has been going around in the world as well. So don't forget to watch the Sports Roundup with Naeem Khiyani. I'll see you.